Unlike traditional banking systems, which rely on intermediaries, blockchain operates on a decentralized network, reducing costs and eliminating potential points of failure. If BRICS nations successfully implement this technology, they could offer a real-time. Let's dive deeper into what's happening, why BRICS is pushing for this agenda now, and how this significant development could alter the balance of global power. A unified currency. The BRICS vision. Recent BRICS meetings have moved well beyond theoretical discussions, signaling a new level of seriousness. Concrete plans for a shared currency are gaining momentum, with proposals suggesting it could be backed by tangible commodities such as gold, oil, and rare earth metals. This would make it a unique, asset-based currency designed to bypass the instability and restrictions often associated with fiat currencies, particularly those pegged to the US dollar. Russian President Vladimir Putin has been one of the leading voices championing this initiative. His message is clear. BRICS is striving for economic independence. By creating a new currency, the bloc aims to establish a parallel financial system where decisions are no longer dictated by Western powers. For BRICS, this move is not just about finance. It's about reclaiming sovereignty in a global economic system that has long been dominated by the US dollar. Why now? The timing of the BRICS push, the timing of this initiative is no coincidence. Recent global events have highlighted vulnerabilities in the current financial system, particularly its reliance on the dollar. For instance, the imposition of sanctions on Russia by Western nations exposed significant risks. When these sanctions blocked Russia from conducting dollar-based transactions, it became clear to BRICS nations that similar actions could be taken against any of them in the future. China, for example, sees the situation as a stark warning. Ongoing trade tensions with the U.S. have further emphasized the risks of dollar dependency. For a country that prioritizes stability in its trade relationships, reducing reliance on the dollar has become a strategic imperative. Similarly, Brazil and South Africa are seeking more balanced trade options that are not subject to the volatility of U.S. monetary policy swings. For the BRICS nations, the lesson is evident. The current system makes them vulnerable to external economic pressures. A unified currency backed by tangible assets would not only shield them from such risks, but also allow them to engage in trade on their terms. A currency backed by tangible assets, what sets the proposed BRICS currency apart from existing ones, is its foundation. Unlike most fiat currencies, which are not tied to physical assets, the BRICS currency is expected to be backed by commodities like gold, oil, and natural gas resources that these nations collectively possess in abundance. This asset-based approach could make the currency more stable and appealing, especially to nations in the global south that are weary of inflationary fiat systems. Such a currency would also represent a dramatic shift in how global trade is conducted. Instead of relying on a dollar-centric system, nations could trade using a currency with intrinsic value, reducing the risks associated with inflation and currency devaluation. For developing countries, this could provide a much-needed alternative to dollar dependency, offering a path toward greater financial independence. Technology and financial innovation. The BRICS bloc isn't stopping at just creating a new currency. They are also investing heavily in the technological infrastructure needed to support their financial ambitions. Russia recently announced the formation of a BRICS AI alliance aimed at developing financial technology solutions, including secure payment systems and digital currencies. Imagine a future where cross-border transactions are powered by artificial intelligence, bypassing traditional financial networks entirely. This technology-driven ecosystem would allow BRICS nations to control both their currency and the underlying financial infrastructure, creating a self-sufficient system immune to external pressures. One of the most exciting possibilities is the integration of blockchain technology into the BRICS financial framework. Blockchain could enable faster, more secure, and transparent international trade. Unlike traditional banking systems, which rely on intermediaries, blockchain operates on a decentralized network, reducing costs and eliminating potential points of failure. If BRICS nations successfully implement this technology, they could offer a real-time, low-cost alternative to existing financial systems, setting the stage for a major shift in global finance. Internal challenges. India's caution, while the BRICS initiative is gaining momentum. Not all member nations are equally enthusiastic. India, for example, has adopted a more cautious stance. Indian officials have expressed concerns about how a unified currency might impact their rapidly growing economy. The road ahead will be challenging, but the groundwork is being laid for a future where financial decisions are no longer dictated by a single dominant power. The BRICS bloc is not just reshaping global finance. Each nation has its priorities, and achieving consensus will require careful negotiation. However, even with India's hesitation, the overall momentum behind the BRICS currency initiative is undeniable. Implications for the US dollar if the BRICS currency gains traction. It could have far-reaching implications for the US dollar. The dollar has long been the cornerstone of the global financial system, with its dominance giving the US significant economic leverage. However, a successful BRICS currency could gradually reduce global demand for dollars. This wouldn't result in an immediate collapse, but the shift could lead to higher inflation and borrowing costs in the US over time. For decades, the dollar's dominance has allowed the US to enjoy unparalleled economic advantages. The BRICS initiative represents a direct challenge to this status quo, signaling a shift toward a more multipolar financial world. The role of digital currencies are expected to play a crucial role in the BRICS financial strategy. Several member nations are already experimenting with central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. China, for instance, has made significant progress with its digital yuan, while Russia is piloting its digital ruble. A BRICS digital currency powered by blockchain could revolutionize international trade, offering faster, more secure, and more transparent transactions. Such a currency would not only challenge traditional banking systems, but also position BRICS as a leader in financial technology innovation by embracing cutting-edge technologies. The bloc could attract nations and businesses looking for efficient, transparent financial solutions. Economic diversification, a strength for BRICS. One of the key strengths of the BRICS bloc is the diversity of its member economies. Brazil brings agricultural and mineral wealth to the table, while Russia contributes energy resources and defense technology. India is a hub for services, pharmaceuticals, and IT, and China remains the world's manufacturing powerhouse. South Africa, with its rich mineral resources, rounds out the group. This economic diversity creates a balanced bloc that can hedge against risks faced by single currency systems. If one economy experiences a downturn, the others can help sustain the currency's value. 4 nations in the global south. This stability could be a welcome alternative to the volatility of dollar-dependent trade systems. Pushback and challenges, not everyone is on board with the BRICS initiative. Former U.S. President Donald Trump, for instance, has threatened 100% tariffs on BRICS nations that pursue alternatives to the dollar. However, such threats could backfire, accelerating the shift away from dollar reliance that the U.S. is trying to prevent. The BRICS nations also face significant internal and external challenges. Integrating their financial systems, ensuring cybersecurity, and aligning political interests will require substantial coordination and investment. Trust among member nations will be crucial, as any signs of instability or conflict could undermine confidence in the new currency. A new financial era. If BRICS succeeds in launching its currency, the impact on the global financial system could be profound. Institutions like the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank, long dominated by Western nations, may face pressure to reform. Emerging economies could demand more inclusive policies and fairer representation. Additionally, the dominance of the SWIFT payment system could be challenged. BRICS nations are already exploring alternatives for secure financial transactions, which could reduce the power of Western sanctions and give them greater control over their financial dealings. Conclusion: a shift that cannot be ignored. The BRICS initiative represents more than just a financial shift. It's a signal that the world is ready for change. With plans for a unified asset-backed currency gaining momentum, we may be witnessing the dawn of a new era in global finance. The road ahead will be challenging, but the groundwork is being laid for a future where financial decisions are no longer dictated by a single dominant power. The BRICS bloc is not just reshaping global finance,